Hey everyone, I'm Trisha Sabel Bituolia and this is my presentation about child study. So the name of the child, Jem. Date of observation, September 10, 2021. Date of birth, September 8, 2017. Chronological age, 4 years, 4 years old, 0 months, and 2 days. Introducing my very own participant in conducting this child study, Jem Valerie Numancia, a 4-year-old kid living in Purok Ono, Panag, New Bataan, Davao de Oro, the daughter of Miss Jejemi and Mr. Valeriano Numancia. Jem Valerie is the youngest and the only girl among the two of her siblings. Jem Valerie is now studying as a kindergarten student here in our barangay. Jem Valerie is known in our place as a very smart and active girl. She loves to play with other children every afternoon, and she also loves reading and identifying things at a very young age. Jem Valerie already knows how to count, read, identify colors, and especially writing letters. Jem Valerie's gained this level of intelligence for the reasons that she always observed things at her surroundings. She always listened with her mother's words. With these statements, we can conclude that Jem Valerie is really a good child, not just to her playmates, siblings, and parents, but also to the other people that she didn't know. She always shows a respect towards people older than her, and she always says po and opo, and that what's make her very unique. So in cognitive development, this is her doing and answering the given task. Next. So the materials and directions, as you can see, match the object to the same color. Color the object, identify the object, then write the correct syllables and colored it. And number 4, encircle the object that starts with the letter B and trace the letter B. So that's the materials and directions that I've used. So next is the assessment tool that I've used. It is the cognitive checklist. Copies is circled with pencil and crayon. So she really do a great job on that and can arrange the boxes from smallest to largest. Yes, she can do it. Uses comparative words related to color, number, size, and shape. She really did it well. Counts correctly to the up to 5 using numbers for each object. Yes, can recite the alphabet A to Z. Well, actually, I have a video clip on this, but I cannot, put it on the PPT. So, yeah. And is cognitive development related to reason for referral? And that's a no, because Jem is really good on it. Upon conducting the said assessment checklist in cognitive development, I observed that the child can easily catch up every task or question that is given to her. I saw how the child willingly answered every questions. She always explore and figure things out. I also observed that the child didn't just answer hurriedly, but also she thinks very hard on what is the right answer to give. So dealing with the observation, I conclude that the child, which is Jem, is intelligent, considering how she answered all the questions correctly. Therefore, by doing this kind of assessment, I discovered Jem's interest and her level of intelligence, and I can also assess her developmental level, and it also helped me to know what skills of Jem need to be practiced. So next, we have the self-help. As you can see at the picture, this is her doing the given task. So materials and direction, toothbrush, glass of water, and clothes. The direction of it is that brush your teeth in your own words well. Jem can really do it. Hold and drink a glass of water. Yes, she can do it very well. And wear your clothes properly. She can do it without the help of her mother. And so this is the assessment tool that I've used, the rating scale for self-help development. So As you can see, can drink and hold a glass of water all by himself or herself. Um, Always can dress by herself. Sometimes because she cannot do it in the pants area. Yeah, and run about or climb excessively in situation in which is inappropriate. Never. Does not follow through an instruction that and fails to finish tasks. Go upstairs, get your shoes and socks. Has difficulty with transition. Well, never. And can go to the toilet to pee alone. Yes, she can do it. She can do that all by herself. In the self-help assessment part, I observed that when Jem is asked to drink a water on her own, to eat on her own, to brush teeth on her own, and go to the bathroom on her own, these things are not easy when it comes to every children. We all know that in these stages, guidance of parents is highly needed, but in the case of Jem, she confidently managed the activities on her own, though Jem also did some mistake by wasting a little water and food, but she still continued doing what she's doing. So, in conclusion, Jim is really a responsible child because she knows how to handle things on her own without disturbing others. In this case, Jem will most likely to be independent in future. So as you can see, this is the socio-emotional. This is her showing her emotions and feelings to her friends and mom, and to her mom. So the assessment tool that I've used is the socio-emotional anecdotal record assessment form. So when it comes to in socio-emotional part, Jem is also competent. She always shows affection to her loved ones and set aside what she's doing. For instance, when her mother got burned while cooking, she stopped answering the question and runs towards her mother to check if it's okay. And moreover, when her brother got stumbled and hurt, I saw how worried and concerned Jem is. In this situation, you can really conclude how good daughter Jem is. Therefore, I conclude that Jem is really a good daughter. Not everyone can do those things. Not everyone can sacrifice their happiness over the safetyness of their loved ones. But Jem did. Next, we have the physical motor. So as you can see at the picture, this is her doing the climbs up and down the stairs. So materials and directions, stairs, climbs ups and down to the stairs. So the assessment tool that I've used is time sampling. Start time 9:15, duration 10 minutes, observation. I arrive at Jem's house and she's at the stairs. Then further notes, Jem in the stair and she keeps on climbing ups and down. In 10:15, 10 minutes, duration, observation, Jem sat on the chair for snack time, and further notes, snack time, and 11 to 15, 10 minutes, observation, Jem were doing my given assessment related to physical motor, and further notes, too much enjoyment, she stumbled. Yeah, but she's okay. Well, when it comes to physical motor, I saw Jem's excitement after knowing what we were going to do. Jem is very happy and hyper while doing the task that you can really tell how physically healthy she is. Jem is asked to do some physical activities, including games and drawing shapes that is given by the questionnaires. We all know that dealing with this thing is very tiring considering that really needs strength and energy, but Jem got to continue the task till the last part. And that's how good Jem at everything. In conclusion, Jem is also an active and competent girl when it comes to dealing with physical activities. Doing those things is not just about for the compliance of the assessment, but it also helped Jem to be physically fit and healthy. So, language, This is her video clips of her singing nursery song and identifying colors. So, yeah, I cannot attach the video, so I just screenshot it na lang. So, the assessment tool that I've used is the running records form. So, record the child's action and language for 3 to 5 consecutive minutes, and interpretation, identify and describe each development domains observed, and connect to early childhood standard considered to the context of culture, language, and ability. So, the language part, Jem is really good at talking, comprehending, and listening. She's very intelligent because when someone asks a question to her, she instantly answers everything. She sometimes tells a story which shows how good and fluent she is in speaking in English. And therefore, I conclude that Jem is really good at language and communication. In this case, Jem's experiences can determine the rate which she develops language skills. So, overall, during my interview in this activity, I have observed that the child was responsible for doing some things like in the cognitive domain. She was analyzing on what task or question I gave to her, and she's learning to reason out on a thing or a cause and effect. Well, some children needed the guidance of parents, especially in schools, and their proper grooming. But this child that I have been interviewed can be anything on her own, like put her clothes on, drink water, brushing teeth, feed herself, and etc. She's learning to be independent at a young age. Moreover, in physical motor, she can run, jump, curl, and climb. Also, she dances, everything that she can observe to people around her, and she can play with her friends outside. Furthermore, in social-emotional, we all know that children love to play with their friends. In this part, children is teach to have manners and use kind words. That child was intelligent because she'll do what her mom said to her, and she already had manners like telling kind words. She always says po and opo, and thank you tita and tito, and saying hi to others, and etc. In language, she can already read not just Tagalog but also English. Several children in this generation know already how to speak English because of the cartoons they watch on the TV, unlike in my childhood days that we don't usually watch television because we are more exposed in childhood games before. We usually do Larong Pinoy, but this child is a fast learner. She learns easily on what is taught to her, and upon my observation, she learns. In my observation, the parents of this child weren't having difficulties of teaching their daughter because the child is good at listening. So that's why it is easy for me to conduct this interview and observation to her because she was listening to me. And I know that not all children were like this. Some depends on the parents on how they will handle their children by teaching them. Well, some of the children will just observe and do what they have been seen. But yes, of course, they will need the guidance of the parents because not all actions are good for them. Technology nowadays gives a lot of help for children because you can browse or show a video of any educational shows that have already been posted, or any social media like YouTube. There was an app for kids, so the parents can easily teach their child while they are doing their works and let their child watch the video. In cognitive recommendation, number 1, try to teach the children to identify noises and breeds of plants and animals so that they can properly determine the name and value of living things in the environment. Also, take the children out, example, to scientific and interesting places where they can experience the richness of flora and fauna in our biodiversity. But for now, we can just stay at home and show them some video because we are in the midst of pandemic. So reach the children to treat everyone with respect and care. This helps the child in developing better social relationship with other children and humans. In addition, by treating everyone with care and respect, children can understand the importance of making relations with other humans. Number 3, involve them in physical and mentally challenging games. This ensures that all-around mental and physical development of the child in order to become strong for future problems. Mentally challenging games will improve the decision-making and creative skills of the children, through which they can make better decisions in their life, which also assess in community development. Number 4, teach them to be ethical people. This ensures that they can react ethically in unethical situation and problems. Also, train them by asking questions from hypothetical scenarios so that they can reach to such a situation with proper resolution. Self-help recommendation. Self-help development implies to make a child becoming proficient enough to cultivate unique strengths and potential outcomes, gain a sense of responsibility, and sharpen cognitive maturation. It permits him or her to focus and concentrate on his or their accountabilities and ability to adjust in the societal structure. Self-help development allows a child to customize existing behavior patterns and become more proactive in daily pursuits. It contributes in the configuration of their personas as well as the progression of an enthusiastic perceptual outlook. The child is given several options and opportunities to grasp the basic amenities such as eating, clothing, grooming, learning, honoring elders, and so forth. The most influential and crucial recommendation for a child's self-improvement is to comprehend the core and verisimilitude of their mission in life, as well as to actively participate in infusing the sensation of trusting in oneself and not misrepresenting to him or others. Secondly, he or she needs to acknowledge the advantages of education and the role in having a successful career. Parents should absolutely assure that their children are being well cared by orienting their efforts towards averting inappropriate behaviors while alerting them about the repercussions of such misbehavior. In physical motor recommendation, children in the stage where a child grows and develops very fast, the development of the first 5 years is being categorized as 4 important parts of the development. These parts of the development are known as the motor, cognitive, language, and communication, and emotional and social. There are 2 types of motor development. The first one is the fine motor development, and the second one is the gross motor development. The skills to actively move fingers, wrists, toes, feet, hands, tongues, and lips. On the other hand, gross motor skills refer to the development that usage of muscles which help the babies to raise their hands, crawl, sit, walk, jump, and run. The recommendation for developing the motor skills is to indulge the child in puzzles games, but time play, playing with dough, using kitchen tools like tweezers and tongs. The gross motor can also be developed by encouraging the child to play outside along with pedal cars like a tricycle, bicycle, hopscotch, dancing, trampolines, which rapids up their developing space. These 2 parts are very important for a child to grow and develop themselves physically. So the next one is the social-emotional recommendation. Social-emotional skills influence cognitive abilities such as well as academic and life results. Critical thinking, creativity, problem-solving, tenacity, and self-control are examples of social and emotional abilities. There's a link between social and emotional abilities and mental health. Connecting with people necessitates social emotional abilities. They aid in the management of emotions, the development of healthy relationship, and the expression of empathy. The way a child learns about himself and what to expect while interacting with others is referred to as social and emotional development. It's the process of learning how to establish and maintain the positive relationship, investigate, and interact with the world. The sooner your child receives assistance in developing social emotional skills, the better off they will be in terms of health and well-being. Developing social emotional skills can help your child feel more confident and successful in school, employment of life. Children benefit from social emotional skills in the following ways, like make and maintain friendships, boost your self-assurance, resolves disagreements, control your worry and tension, learn about social customs, make the relevant choices, recognize your talents and weaknesses, and lastly, become conscious of how people are experiencing. So, the last recommendation, the language recommendation, reading with your child is a big help to enhance the child's language and communication. Um, Through your guidance, they can learn many words and can apply them during communication or writing it in a sentence. Number two, taking with your child is also the best way to improve their communication and easily understand the language and words you've been delivered to the child. As you communicate more, it can improve the child's speaking and learn more words in any language. Number three, teach them not just only one language, just like a simple word of English, Tagalog, and vernacular. While teaching them, when the child said orange, you say you want an orange. In this way, the child can learn to speak not just words but in a sentence. Number four, observing and comprehending your child's play abilities might assist you in determining what to expect next as a parent. If your child hasn't progressed beyond banging a spoon on the table, you shouldn't expect her to use speech to communicate just yet because the purpose to communication is still developing. So, lastly, references. I got it in the Critical Blog WordPress, in Science Direction Com Topics, and in Childhood Educational Child Running Records. Yeah, I got all the assessment tools there. So, thanks to them. So, that's it. That's the end of my child study. Bye. Thank you. God bless us all.